Welcome back to another Overwatch Coach VOD review. Today we're going to be VOD reviewing a Gold 3 Brig / Kiriko player. And they write, should I have switched or not? I had a comp game with Silver 1 to Plat 5. I was in a duo with the Genji. I played Brig the first round, then swapped to Kiriko the second round. The tank said not to play Brig because of counters. They mentioned that far and range DPS counter Brig. Enemy Widow was a issue. Trying not to spoil anything here. They provide a link to a Twitch channel. That was the Mercy player. How did you know that? Maybe they advertised it at the end or something. All right. Anyway, so all right. So this is our Brig. You're playing Brig on Dorado. Okay. Here's my take. So the tank was the one complaining about you playing Brig. I think that's a fair complaint, but not coming from somebody trying to play Zarya on Dorado. Zarya's got the same problem Brig has. There's no mobility. Dorado's all about having mobility, especially on attack. Maybe not so much on defense, but defense is a little different, maybe. It kind of depends what you're being hit with. But on attack, having mobility to get to those high ground spots makes a world of difference. I mean, you can obviously win the game without it, but it makes things harder. So while I agree that I agree with the complaint that just going Brig right out of the gate without knowing what the enemy team is going is a bad move. I don't understand why they're going Zarya here. Like, you would think like Diva, Winston, Ball, anything with mobility that can contest high ground. That's really what you're looking for. So I don't really understand why a Zarya pick under that logic. So that would be my take on the should I have switched or not. Now, I know you don't know what the enemy team is running yet, but once you find out, yeah, I would not be playing Brig into this. There's really only one reason to play Brig into this, and that is to alt stun Reaper out of his alt. Now tell me, does that warrant being Brig? Your answer to that should be no. Because they are going to be playing so far away. Like, as soon as Zarya gets any charge, you can't be by her, the enemy Zarya. You're not going to be by Widowmaker, more likely than not. Reaper is going to melt you. Bap is going to have range on you. Mercy's not going to be too close to you unless she gets like way too close to like the Zarya or something. So that's the simple answer, having not watched this game yet, is yes, you should have swapped, but so should the Zarya. And honestly, I'm not even really sure why we're running Mercy with this team comp. I mean, unless they're just going to pocket the Hanzo, but Hanzo's not usually the greatest of pocket characters. So there's a lot going on with Team 2's team comp that I don't like, and that's probably going to boil down into issues on why your attack isn't going to go so well. So let's dig into this game a bit and see what we get.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Let's keep this moving. Escort the payload.
We got this. I got you.
Yikes.
We're outnumbered. Careful.
I mean, you could be holding your shield up, trying to like stand in front of the Hanzo. Obviously, the Genji one wasn't too much you were going to be able to do about that, but you're kind of just standing around and doing nothing. Part of that is because you're on a hero you probably shouldn't be on at the moment. But if you're going to at least try to gain some value, hold up your shield. Try to block a bit of damage coming in for the Hanzo. Maybe he can get the pick on the Widow, and you guys can start taking some space.
Helping you recover.
Like, the Zarya right here is just feeding. Like, Zarya should just get out, because the Zarya is not going to get any kills here. So, like, at this point, like, you gotta see that, okay, they're not diving. You play Brig into dive. So if they're not diving, you gotta swap to a support that's going to help the team. So what support helps the team here? Kiriko's not bad because of like wall climb and stuff like that. Lucio would be another one that comes to mind. Baptiste would be a good one. Those are the ones that are really coming to mind. You could maybe play Ana just because of what your team comp is. See, you're just regulated to pushing E on health packs, and that's all you're able to do. And that's because you're trying to force a square into a round hole. This just isn't the situation for Brig. So were you thinking about swapping and then you changed your mind against it? Maybe because of your ult charge? It's like you're not even landing your whip shots. I wouldn't go too out of your way to heal Mercy there.
Special delivery.
I don't think you've done 1 HP of damage yet. Which is really not good. Like, you basically got a full ult charge just by pressing E for people.
Do your worst. Now we're in business.
So, you know, again, like, you try to hold up your shield and provide some form of cover for your DPS to maybe try to snipe the Widow.
Looking better already. Heroes never die. Shields under fire.
60 seconds remaining.
You see what I mean? Like, you're not able to do anything as Brig here. Like, there is literally nothing for you here. You're just standing around watching your team die. You could have saved that for when Reaper ulted. Yeah, you're just not doing anything. I don't even think your team was around you when you ulted, so they didn't even get any, like, bonus armor off of that.
Attack now!
I should think that one over again.
A gift for you.
10 seconds remaining.
Helping you recover.
Good whip shot. That's your first good whip shot of the round.
Sniper, get behind something. Shields up. Let me take care of that for you.
Okay, that was your second good one. So that right there, that's when you ult. When that Reaper ults, you'll have the shield to outlast the Reaper ult for when bubble expires, and then you stun them out of it. Now, that's good coordination by Team 1, especially in a lobby that's Silver 1 to Plat 5. That's really good coordination. I honestly wouldn't have expected that level of coordination, but that's what you should have been looking to counter if you were really going to force Brig on this team, which you did. Now, the one thing I will say is at least your tank swapped once they realized it wasn't working. Would have liked to have seen that from you. So just to go back to your original question, should I have switched or not? Yes.
Ready for battle.
Because, like, Kiriko is a better pick here than Brig. But imagine what you could have been doing with Kiriko on attack. Like, you might have been able to headshot the Widow and melt her. You can climb up there. You can teleport up there when the tank dives because your tank's swapped. And then you'd be able to provide them with better heals. You'd be able to do some damage up there, some ranged damage. You know, you might be able to Suzu somebody who's about to die, prolonging their life enough to actually make a difference. You might be able to cleanse Discord Orb. you know, once you were pushing past that choke point that you're kind of looking at right now, you might have been able to ult as Kiriko and maybe help your team push through a little bit better. There's just a lot more utility coming from a Kiriko pick than a Brig pick. There's other characters, though, that would have provided as much utility, but yeah, don't stand in the way of Widow there. But I will say this. It really does feel like your team has absolutely no idea how to play against this Widowmaker. You know, it's like you've got the Mercy one trick that, see, if you've got that level of ability to you where you can kind of help dive Widow and then get a headshot kill on her, like, you should have been doing that from the get-go. I was honestly expecting to watch you play Kiriko and your aim just missing everything, but you showed that you proved you can hit something, so, you know, if they're not diving,
What did we learn?
I don't know why you wouldn't be playing more Kiriko, because you landed another headshot kill on Zen, so I'm already more impressed with your Kiriko already. So what I would suggest here is wall climb up the wall that's directly behind you and take that high ground stance, and then heal and do damage from up there.
Begging for attention. I can dig that. I can dig that. I can dig that. I can dig that. Restoring balance.
I really don't understand why your team is still rocking the Mercy, though. There's just little to no reason for it.
Sniper, don't get shot. Be careful.
Okay, your aim there, right there, that whole interaction, that's kind of what I was expecting to see for the whole round. So, I don't know, were you getting lucky with some of those headshot kills before? And what we just saw there is more of what's the norm for you on Kiriko? Because if that's the case, then that at least to me makes a little bit more sense why you were playing like Brig and kind of trying to force it. Or were you just a little flustered and you couldn't quite get your aim right there? Yeah, as soon as you realized, like, you were kind of, you hit a headshot, but then you got healed, and then you finally hit another headshot, but there was a lot of time in between those two headshots, so you got to kind of evaluate your, when I'm in danger, I need to teleport out, I need to Suzu myself, I need to do something to get out of harm's way. That didn't register for you for some reason, and then you stayed there too long and died. I'm fine with the fight that you picked initially, but then once your aim wasn't quite what it needed to be, you should have used some movement ability or done something to try to get out of that situation. And then you never got a chance to use your ultimate, unless your Genji pops off here. You should have tried to teleport to your Genji and then ult and then Suzu him and just throw everything you've got at your Genji to try to win that fight. It's a long shot, but, you know, you have it, you might as well try to use it.
We've got this. Careful, we're outnumbered.
Yeah, at that point it's way too late, so... Alright, short one, but yeah, so number one is team comp. You know, yeah, you should have swapped. You need to read the strengths of the heroes to the strengths of the maps and play to those strengths. Your whip accuracy wasn't very good. It took you basically to the end of the round to land a good whip shot. 3 ult use. Between both heroes, you didn't get a single good ultimate, that's a huge no-no. You gotta at least get some value out of an ultimate. So I would say those are the three big things that I learned from watching you play there on a 9.5 minute game. Actually, less than that because of the load times of 2 rounds and all that. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a big alt review or a VOD review, sorry, but it's what I was able to get out of that one. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.